session.
Yeah,
Okay, well, I'm
really
recording.
excited for what Dylan's gonna do in the first 30 seconds.
Okay, well, we're recording now, so we should be
Well,
good. Audio levels are cool, so.
Where were we at after I kind of left the session last week? Go.
Y'all fought Shia LaBeouf.
I was there for the majority of that.
Diona kind of hit a rage spike, even though, because that's her. Why the fuck is there an extra little box there? Oh, I know why there's a box there.
It's because Mars.
Vyas went Angel. And then Diona fucking killed Shia and ripped his head off. Not ripped his head off, cut it off.
No. Vyas is the one who got the kill. And she took his head off with an axe. And it was nearly ripped his head off, but it was not. I want to make that clear.
Okay, so did Vyas go down again after the beginning of the session, or was it just the beginning of the session?
It was the beginning. Lena and Vayra got him up.
He went down, then got brought back up, went Angel, and proceeded to
fuck shit up. Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, he gets that knocked down, but he gets up again.
So, this strange man, whom you all seemingly somehow know the name of, lies dead and headless on the ground, blood just spilling out and pouring around, coating the snow pink. Susanna gets one look at this and fucking keels over.
Can I? Yeah. Can I make a roll real quick? Can I just roll for fun?
I mean, tell me what the roll is. DM me, because PM me or some shit. Tell me what's up. Got it. Okay, go for it.
If I recall right, Vyas and Diona are both panicking. I know Diona is panicking, but I can't remember if Vyas is.
Vyas is they fell basically at the same time to their knees, so
yeah,
he's kind of trying to collect himself.
I think Talia takes one look at what's going on and sort of comes over to your side, Diona. One hand sort of on the center of your back, crouched to your side.
Okay, we're good.
Oh, good.
Good.
I have concerns.
And that's where we're at. Ooh, that's a nice +5 there, fam.
Charisma?
Yeah.
Anyway.
You're not gonna know what I'm rolling for, the rest of you.
Boo!
It only matters because I rolled well.
And I needed the only reason I
now
I'm currently
worried.
DMing the session. So yeah, Diona, Talia kind of squats near you. One hand on the middle of your back. Vyas is in this middle, this area, just by the tree, on his knees.
Okay. Lena's gonna make sure that Susanna is kind of face up and comfortable and at minimal chance of smothering in the snow, and then go and check on Vyas.
Okay.
Dylan? I think Dylan's gonna go over to Vyas first. And also check to see if he's okay.
He's probably
Donna it does kind of tense up at the contact, and then just in little gradual increments kind of relaxes into it. Just initial fight or flight, and then it's like, wait a minute, no.
Vera just kind of hangs out next to Susanna and is gonna, she's making sure Susanna's good.
Lena's gonna head over to Vyas and kind of stop, I don't know, a meter or so away from him, a couple of feet away, and just kind of crouch down hands in plain view, kind of moving very obviously noisily and slowly. I'm just going to say, are you alright down there?
I think so. And I think you can plainly see he looks terrified. Like, his hands are shaking, and his staff is discarded on the ground, and Mercy is on his shoulder. And she doesn't really look phased too much, but she's kind of like, every once in a while, like, leaning over to preen his hair, and he doesn't seem to even be noticing.
Can I roll to see if Dylan knows what an ASMR is?
I have no idea what you just said.
Can I roll to see if Dylan knows what an ASMR is?
Yes. Roll for religion.
Religion or history would work, I think.
Oh boy!
Ooh.
Religion or history.
Can I
I rolled real good.
You did.
Yeah, that's fine. You rolled real fucking good. You know exactly what the fucking ASMR is.
Can Lena roll that as well, just to check?
Lena may also roll, yeah.
And I think, yeah, Lena would know. I think.
Lena knows what an ASMR is, and a little bit extra.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Lena's just kind of going to lean a bit closer and tap her horn with one finger and just kind of say, still not the weirdest one in the group.
He'll give like a like one of those like half nervous smiles where they're gone immediately. And he kind of like brings his hands together to make them stop shaking. And he just like clasps them really tightly and says, I knew I could heal people by touching them, but I don't ever remember doing anything like that before.
Dylan? So Dylan just knows what an ASMR is with that roll, right? Does he know anything about them? I don't think so. He knows they're a thing, I think.
He knows they're a thing, knows generally kind of the deal with them, like what they're like the whole like they're like celestial, like people with like, you know, that whole deal, right?
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna like take a second to decide to see if he puts 2 and 2 together or not. He's like standing 10 feet away from Fias and he says, that was really cool.
I think that's kind of what breaks it, like his hands kind of stop and he just like he kind of just he gives him like this like soft kind of amused look.
What?
You watch luminous wings and strange things come from my eyes and you say that is cool.
Well, yeah, because I only tell the truth.
I think he kind of like hides his face in his hands and like rubs at his eyes a little bit. And like clears his throat and like kind of rights himself a little bit. Are you guys hurt? All I remember is somebody healed me and I remember being very upset and then I saw myself do that and I remember, or I know that I was in control, but I was seeing myself from another place and
Maybe that just happens sometimes, you know?
Maybe it does. I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure you did good, Bias.
Yeah, I mean, I've read like books about like people who can do that.
My grandfather has as well, but he only really told me that they had healing properties. This is something I have never heard of before. That it's not something that is common for our people.
maybe you're just like special, you know? Because sometimes people are like special.
What, like you?
Dylan, like, oh, his mouth like opens and he flushes like bright red, and then he just turns around and walks away.
Virus just
I
grins.
want to comment, but I need to type this.
Oh no.
Ah, good job taking like the breath out of my lungs there.
Yeah. Dylan he just like
Choke on pretzels.
he can't respond. He just walks away. Just walks away.
Vias kind of just like collects himself again, and he kind of like wobbly stands, like trying to dust off what he can of the snow. And then he takes a look at his like white cloak that's stained red, and like his eyes kind of tear up again. He's like, "Poor cloak."
Lena like stands up with him and pats him carefully on one shoulder. He says, "Yeah, don't worry. I'm pretty sure we can clean that for you."
Thank you.
As this is happening, Diona, Talia is sort of crouched next to you, and as you sort of lean into the touch, they just go, "Diona, you all right?"
She's shaking, but there is a bit of a slow, kind of hesitant nod. And she kind of starts scrabbling at her belt for the water skin a moment. And there's a distinct shake to her hands. She's...
Sorry, but I don't really think you're okay.
There's just a little bit of a... It's not quite a shrug, it's more like the feeling of a shrug.
Talia kind of like looks to see if like there's anybody else
I think
paying attention. But this is when y'all are having your conversation, so
Okay.
they just kind of go, "All right." They start rooting around in their bag and offer you a handful of rations.
That does kind of get a little bit of a wide-eyed and just very vigorous shake of the head, and Donna does manage to get the water skin off and just massive swig and then spits it out and just seems to be doing that a little bit. Like she's trying to flush the blood out of her mouth.
Okay, Talia doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
They put the food away and just kind of lean into your side and kind of like try to like it's a hug in like in the way that like their arms are definitely sort of around you, but like more like they're trying to just kind of big spoon you like Diona's done to them. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah, I know. I know full well.
They're like trying to like body hug Diona, but it's not really working out too well because they're tiny.
Said that you got like red Chegg. Do you have an account with Chegg?
Yeah?
Pay for it?
No?
Damn it.
Sorry. Anyway.
What so Dylan walks away and he's gonna walk towards Diota and Talia. Would he at this point be like over there?
Yeah, I think you get there, like, Talia just kind of, like, half koala-ing, you know? And they look up at you and you can see in their face, like, they're like, I don't know what to do. Oh god.
Dylan does an awkward little wave. Are you two okay?
Talia kind of looks at Diona and just goes, I'm fine. Starts kind of like playing with some of her dreadlocks or whatever, just kind of fidgeting, playing with them, running their hands across the bricks in them.
Okay, yes, that's good. What about you, Diona? How are you feeling?
She starts to give a little nod and then pauses and just very slight shake of the head and just you can see that she is shaking.
Talia squeezes a little bit harder.
Okay.
And she kind of makes a hand gesture that seems to be something to do with words, and then shakes her head and just gives a little bit of a hand wobble that seems to be roughly can't word right now.
I think like there's an expression of like understanding on Talia's face, and they just say, I don't think she can talk right now.
Okay, yeah, you know that's a feeling that I also get, so I kind of understand. Is there anything I can do to like help or anything? Or like I'll leave because Vias was like totally flirting with me and I don't know how to handle it.
This boy.
There's a little like hint of confusion on Talia's face, like they're like, okay.
Oh wait, do you not know what flirting is?
Oh no.
Talia's like, no, I know what flirt. I know what that is. What do you think it is? Because I haven't seen it.
Crushing.
I'm sorry, 2 seconds.
They don't look like they're trying to throw shade or anything. They're just like honest and confused.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Well, I said that sometimes people are special, and I was talking about, you know, his wing thing. And then he was like, yeah, special like you? And I was like, I don't know. Does he really think I'm
Yeah.
special? Because I don't think I'm special.
Dana kind of looks like she's trying to reach out to do the there pat, but she kind of looks at Dylan and then freezes and just kind of pulls back.
Sorry.
Talia is just. We're all kind of special, I guess. But if you think that's flirting, I don't. Listen, I've come to realize that a lot of my understanding of how things work isn't how things work here, so I'm kind of. That's not really what I think of as flirting, but.
You know what? That's completely understandable, and I apologize.
No, it's okay. I'm kind of curious. Like, is that how it always?
I mean, yeah. I don't know. Anything he says to me is like super nice, and I don't know how to handle it. But also, I don't know if he meant like special or like special.
I don't.
Special.
I don't know. Has he like? I don't know. What's he done? Has he done anything for you? Has he done any of your work? Has he whistled at you? Has he done that?
I mean, he whistles at you. Is whistling flirting?
Sometimes
Maybe
depends.
he's flirting with you.
I think you see like Talia go fucking beet red.
Vice flirting with the whole party, canon.
You know, but sometimes it's like it's serious and it's just for fun. So maybe he's having like the fun flirting kind.
They go. I mean, maybe I kind of got the sense that he doesn't know exactly like what all the different whistles mean. So maybe he's just like mimicking the sound, which is fine. But like, but mimicry is kind of flirting. Oh god.
Okay, listen.
They don't say oh god. They're just like oh
Talia.
no.
Okay, Talia. Okay, I don't think two of us need to be freaking out over like this. So I'll be the one having the crisis about Vice and he's flirting.
Take turns. There's plenty of time.
Talia goes. If you could like promise me you'll figure it out, because like I don't want to. And then they kind of stop and they kind of look at the snow and you see them kind of frown a little bit and they go, sorry, yeah, that can be yours.
Okay, I promise I will figure it out. Do you like shake on things where you come from, or should I like do like a confirmation whistle?
Yes.
I can't, I'm so sorry.
Talia kind of looks at him, just goes, I'll have to ask you what you mean by shake later, but I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Considering I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what? I understand.
If you want to whistle, I suppose you could do that.
Okay, yeah, one problem. I don't know how to whistle.
You don't. No one ever told. Okay. We'll teach you later. All right.
Diana's just kind of looking between Dylan and Talia, and Talia, you're noticing that the shaky is kind of slowing down, and she's just looking incredulously between you two. just kind of.
Oh my god.
I have pushed the talk so you guys cannot hear the fact that I'm just losing it over here.
I am putting grateful
I'm
Will
so
and not
pleased.
hyena cackling.
I'm so
Because,
pleased.
oh my god!
I didn't even think that would be one way to interpret any of it. Good lord.
We're just
Oh boy.
this is just today's session. Here's the comfort.
Talia just goes. I mean, I can teach you how to whistle later if you want. I suppose it's not the best time now.
That
You
would be really nice.
You got it. And then you can teach me what it means to shake. Fuck you. Right?
Okay, so like I can teach you right now unless you're like busy with the whole holding Diona thing.
Go
they
hold
kinda look
Vice.
at Diona. Like they look at Diona a little bit. See that she started to calm down a little bit, and they kind of like pull away slightly, watching carefully.
Yeah, she lets them and is just still looking between them, and it's almost fond exasperation.
Talia like offers like Talia like pauses for a second, thinks, and then like takes a minute to like figure out how to do it, but then like gives a thumbs up and like a questioning look.
I love it!
God!
Dylan
Is
like
this a-
gives a little clap and it's like, that's really great. You know, like good thumbs up. Good thumbs up.
Good job. Oh my god, that's so good. Is that our new party
okay,
thing?
do you
Is
want to learn
thumbs?
You want to learn how to shake, or like I guess the full thing is a handshake, which probably like explains it a lot more, or maybe
Not
a lot
really.
less. I don't
A
know.
lot
Okay,
less, yeah. I
okay. So you do you know right and left?
yeah, of course.
Okay, just making sure because sometimes I have trouble with it. So you take your right hand and you sort of
yeah, they hold up the right hand.
yeah. Okay, and you like hold it out towards the person you want to do a handshake with.
They like hold it out like palm face down.
Oh, the palm to this side.
They do it.
Okay, and then so that's how you initiate. And then when someone does that for you, you do this, and then Dylan takes their hand and like does like a firm handshake, and then let's go. And it's like, there you go, that's a handshake.
Talia just kind of stands there, like sort of looking at their own outstretched hand, and then like pulls it back, and they go, all right, okay.
Do you want to practice again? And Dylan holds out his hand.
Talia takes it and he shakes his hand.
I like to think that, like,
You're doing a good job. That's how people greet each other sometimes. Uh-oh. Parker?
No.
Well, we awkwarded Parker out of existence.
oh no!
This is a disaster. This is just a disaster.
I like to think that in this handshaking thing, like, Lena and Vias are, like, walking towards the group, so they just see Dylan and Talia shaking hands.
At this point, Lena is totally kind of shepherding Vias towards Vera, because Vera has prestidigitation to remove the blood from his cloak.
Oh.
So Lena's just kind of going to usher him forward and kind of take care of Susanna for a minute while Vera gets rid of the blood from his cloak and everything and leaves it white again.
He probably kind of, like, gives, like, one of those really grateful looks, and he just says, bless you.
Because Lena kind of has an idea what's going on, but now isn't the time to discuss it.
Yeah, Dylan has a 7 intelligence, so it's gonna take him a little bit to put like 2 and 2 together.
He knows what they are, but to apply it to Vias is a weird situation. Especially since Vias hasn't said he wasn't human in the beginning,
And
so...
everyone is abandoning Discord.
Oh no! It's just us!
It's just us.
And then there was Chew!
No. Fair enough. I mean, Parker's just posted to say that Discord's flaking out on her. So,
Oh
to be
heck.
fair, it was for me a couple of hours ago. I literally could only get onto it outside of my Wi-Fi by
Oh,
using
no.
Rosewood's phone data. So,
Rip Discord. Oh my god. I'm lucky it hasn't gone out for me, because our internet out here is pretty shit. Oh no, the whole browser stopped! Oh no!
oh no. Oh. Oops. Yeah, it sounds like Discord's crashed for everybody apart
man.
from us two.
We're lucky! Oh my gosh. Gosh. I've never had, well, actually I might have had one problem with Discord once, but I haven't had a bad problem yet.
I have more problems on my phone than I do on kind of when I'm connecting to it on my computer, so
Yeah, that makes sense. I was on my phone before, but to record this, I have to be on my laptop.
yep.
Oh, excuse me.
Yay! Welcome back.
I'm in!
Yay! Hacker voice, I'm in.
And now there are 3.
Yes.
That's literally what I was typing as you said it. 1 brain cell.
Oh no, we were the last 2 brain cells.
Yeah, we were.
The third. Dylan has about like 7 brain cells. That's what the intelligence number is for.
I love every one of those brain cells in that boy.
Tonight has just been, seriously, this last kind of, oh god, what time is it? Kind of 40 minutes or so have just been pure gold.
Agreed.
Oh yeah. Like, oh my god. Like, I didn't listen, I'm like walking over to like Diona and Talia, totally expected to do the thing I've been planning to do all week. But no, Dylan decides he has to talk about flirting now. And like teach Talia how to do a handshake, and now I might not even get to do this thing that I told Joe I was gonna do.
I'm so
Okay.
glad though, because I was like, Dylan is never gonna know. He's never gonna know.
I mean, I know we're recording, but I am literally kind of plugging kind of choice comments and kind of quotes and stuff into the summaries and quotes document.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
that's
All
so
of it so
valid.
far it's just Dylan kind of flailing and having a panic.
Gay
That's
panic.
like what he does all the time. Okay?
Ugh.
Like, he's always kind of flailing and having a panic.
Vi's just like, I'm here to have fun. And when it's not fun, I'll be sad.
Oh yeah. That's how it be.
Ugh. Well, guess I'll die. Oh no. Joe.
No.
We lost him.
No.
Whoever's been keeping up with the quote stock, thank you.
Yeah,
I've been having
thank
a
you
crisis.
so much.
It's me. I was doing it last week as well, but then kind of had to go to bed. So
I
it
did-
just
Thank you,
abruptly
that's
stopped
valid.
and I disappeared.
I did the overall, like, summary of the whole campaign so far. Like, that really quick thing,
I
just
don't
because I
know if
was
this
like,
is
why not?
working,
Yes, it is.
It's
or if any of
working.
you guys are set to be able to hear me via this.
Person!
We're here.
She might not be able to hear us. Hang on.
Ah, Joe logged off again.
Oh no, we lost
No,
him.
She was. I think
Well,
she's doing
I
it through...
can't hear you guys, and I don't know if that's just because you're not connected on the Roll20 chat,
Wait.
but
Oh.
this
Yeah,
does
she's doing
seem
it
to
through
work, I
Roll20.
guess.
Ah! Oh, that means I need to
Since
unmute
Discord
Roll20.
seems to be shitting itself.
Oh jeez, yeah, Discord decided to die.
Can you
I-
hear
I
me
have-
now, Joe? No, I have.
I
Where
don't
the
have
heck?
I
Roll20.
don't know how to switch it on.
Are we just gonna have to play through Roll20 now? Is this what we're doing? Is this the life we've been taken to?
Sounds like it.
Okay, Joe, can you hear me? Joe? Hello, hello?
That would do it.
I mean, I think my voice stuff is
Can you
on.
hear me now?
Yes?
Okie doke. I don't know. Do we want to run this through Roll20 as well as Discord?
Oh, I don't know what that would harmonize to on my recorder, but...
Am I back?
Okay,
Yes.
Parker is back on Discord.
Parker! Okay, well, I'm gonna turn this off on Roll20, because otherwise I don't know what kind of thing will happen.
I mean,
God damn it, Discord. Why are you like this?
Yeah.
the problem is as well that when Ren is recording it, there will be an echo. It's the potential problem with having it on Discord and Roll20.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that would do, so... There might
Oh
be,
my
like,
god, I literally have to have one site muted because it's echoing so bad for me.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, the problem as well is kind of I've got you at the moment talking through Roll20 and everybody else talking through Discord. So that is the
Yeah,
other
like, 'cause I have
problem.
both you and Joe talking through Roll20, and it's like it's just bad. So I think we need to like pick a platform.
Yeah, I think I turned my Roll20 should be off by now. Because I changed the setting. Oh
Yeah,
no,
I don't know
Joe.
if mine works.
Okay,
So
well,
maybe
I'm
we
gonna
should
see.
just switch to going through Roll20 until Joe can get Discord to work.
Sure.
It's fine by
Okay.
me.
Okay.
Hold on, my Roll20 is being a shit now, so.
Okay. I think my voice thing is on. Yeah, I think my voice thing is on. I don't know if you can hear me though.
I can't hear anything. This is great.
I can hear you.
Ah.
Can you hear me? Josh. Damn it.
Parker,
Yes?
what do you think would happen if I ate raw pizza dough?
Probably not good things.
Dang. Why can't I hear anybody on Roll20? That's so weird.
I can't hear anybody on Roll20 either. Joe!
Joe?
Is Joe back?
Oh, you're back.
Not muted though, for now.
Joe!
When my Roll20 reloads, I will switch it off.
Hello.
Now it has decided to have a complete not a hissy fit over the fact that I was asking my computer to do two things at the same time.
No.
How dare I?
Oh yeah.
Big mood.
To be fair, if somebody asked me to do two things at the same time, I tend to tell them to shove it, so...
Eat my shoe.
Yeah,
I
but like
shouldn't really
computers
bitch.
are. Computers are like built for that, though.
Mm-hmm.
This is a fairly old computer.
Are we
That's
all
valid.
back? Are we all good? Can we continue with the awkward handshake talk, or do we still need time?
We need Joe.
Oh, you missed this bit. Yay!
Yes!
Hey,
Joey
Sarah!
survived.
Sarah!
Hey.
Hi!
You
What
are
a good
coming in
time.
at a weird time.
We had technical
Okay.
difficulties.
Yeah, I couldn't get in for a little while.
Yeah, Roll
that's
20.
what we've been
Discord's
dealing
having a moment.
Good old
Discord's
Discord.
just been having a bad day.
Yeah. The very bad, no good
We
day
lost
of
Joe
Discord
again.
today.
No!
Joe!
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 Oh, rest in pieces.
Joe!
Hello.
Yay!
Heyo.
Hey!
Hello!
Are you here for good?
I think so. I think I've managed to, because it seems like my thing has reconnected, and I've got my headphones working again.
Yes.
Man, fuck you, Discord.
Yeah.
We're just trying to play some D&D.
Let us how about you D and don't? Is what Discord says today. So, but we are gonna D and do it.
Yeah. Okay, so I think Dylan was in like the middle of a sentence when
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
just died.
So Sarah, recap. Comforting Vias went pretty good.
Okay,
And then it got gay.
You think?
good.
and
That's what I was
Dylan
hoping to hear.
Dylan had a
Dylan-
meltdown.
Dylan couldn't handle it.
Quietly.
So he walked away.
Because
To
Vias
where-
called him special.
Oh,
Yeah, Bias was like, maybe you're special, and Dylan literally couldn't handle it.
The blush bill broke.
To be fair, Dylan was like, maybe it's because you're special.
Absolute disasters.
Yeah.
Both
Yeah,
of them.
really.
Oh yes.
So Dylan came over to where
Okay.
Talia was trying to comfort Diana.
Lena has dragged Vias over to Vera, sorry, at this point to see if she will use prestidigitation to remove the blood from his clothes to make him feel better.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was very
I got
upset
this.
that his,
Or at
his
least more
poor white
comfortable.
cloak was...
Prestidigitation over and over until
Yeah.
Then the Talia Dylan conversation, because
Was
Fiona,
ridiculously awkward.
it was wonderful.
It was
Okay.
brilliant.
Okay, I seem to be back. I'm not sure how I accidentally disconnected myself, but then I had to fight with my headphones again to get them to reconnect. So that's what that was, but I seem to be back, I hope, in theory.
Hello.
Well, let's hope it
Yeah,
lasts.
Dylan was in mid-sentence about handshakes.
The handshake conversation was brilliant.
Yep.
Okay, alright. Okay, here's what I'm gonna say about handshakes. You know, sometimes you do handshakes to like greet somebody, but you can also do it to like make sure that you understand each other about, or like to like make a promise. Like you say, I'm going to do this thing, and then you shake on it. You know, shake on it is being like the phrase to be like, we're going to do a handshake, which means my words mean something more, I guess.
Talia's just nodding, eyes like wide. Like, okay, alright. Handshakes. Important. Binding promises. Got it.
Yeah.
uh-oh.
But they can also just do. But wait, they're not just for binding promises. They can also just be to say hi.
They kind of like, they're even more confused.
Yeah, no, like trust me, this is just listen. I don't even like properly understand like everything that goes on here. So you know you're new here and you haven't like spent 27 years of your life trying to like learn all these things. So you know if you have problems, I totally understand.
Alright. Thank you. 27 years.
Yeah, I'm 27.
You're 27. What? Like,
Okay.
Oh,
Um.
they don't understand linear time either.
Oh, okay. So you know days, right?
I?
So a year is just like a certain number of days, and then like you live, or like everything exists for that amount of days, and we call it a year.
You count days for some reason? What? Why?
I don't really know. I guess because people like having numbers attached to like their sense of self.
Wow. That is profound.
It's to lord over
Talia
other
just kind
people.
of like cocks their head and they go, so a certain number of days is called a year, and you've been around for 27 of them?
Yeah, just like a little over. I think. I actually don't remember my birthday, and my parents have to remind me. Your birthday is the day in the year where you've turned the where like you know a year has passed when you've been alive.
You remember that?
I mean, some people do. I don't.
Well, like,
Some people don't like to remember.
people keep track of it?
Yeah, because sometimes people like, especially when you're like really young, people like, you know, having parties and giving you things.
Talia's just expression is just like completely like non-comprehending and mind blown.
Yeah, it's real complicated, and I'm not very smart. I don't understand like anything about time, and honestly, the fact that I can count to 27 is a miracle.
Talia kind of turns to Diona and they go, I know you can't talk right now, but do you have a birthday?
She does nod and seems to pause a bit, like she's trying to actually. She's definitely looking a lot better since that.
You don't have to say anything.
Yeah.
They kind of
She
turn.
does nod.
They turn and they look over at the rest of the group and they go, Oi! All of you! Do you all have birthdays?
Vias like peeks around the tree. He's like, "What?"
Lena's
Do you have birthdays?
Everybody get over here. We have to explain time to Talia.
at this point, Lena's
Oh,
gonna
boy.
Lena's just
Time
gonna
is
speak up and like
subjective.
Lena's gonna walk over and kind of go, time and birthdays and things can wait. Does anyone else think we ought to kind of get somewhere a little safer than this?
And Vias
Talia-
kind of like, I think Vias just like, well, I wanted to see what was in that cave before we left here.
I think we
Oh
should.
yeah, let's go in the cave. Dylan's gonna go in the cave.
No,
Lena's
no,
gonna
no,
reach out and kind of try and stop Dylan from going
Yeah,
into the cave.
Vias kind of
What do I
grabs
have
him
to
too.
roll to not get stopped from going into the cave?
Vias is definitely
yeah.
gonna try and grab him.
God.
Roll basically a grapple check. So Lena,
Okay.
Well,
roll athletics.
Is that strength?
That's
Vi-
athletics.
Vias
Athletics.
wanted to grab him
Yeah,
too.
that's athletics and.
By-
Oh my god!
By the way, Vias wanted to
That's-
too. So
Okay, then
So it's-
roll.
Wait,
roll
can I do
for-
athletics or acrobatics?
to get out? It's athletics or acrobatics. To catch somebody, it's athletics.
So I can use acrobatics to get out.
Yes.
Yeah, you can use
Ah,
athletics
I
or
got you.
acrobatics, whichever is higher. Oh my
Acrobatics.
god!
I got him. I got him.
So
Vias! Dylan
So-
blushes, by the way, and when Vias touches him, he blushes real hard.
so
Gay.
Dylan tries to like walk past the two of you to get to the cave, and Lena, you reach out like this large like tiefling paladin reaches out and like gets her
Dylan
arm
doesn't
on
like
like her hand on like Dylan's arm, but then like Dylan just kind of like pulls his arm free, and then
Yeah, that's on brand.
little tiny warlock Vice.
I'm judging
I
that
like-
as Lena kind of doesn't want to kind of throw her strength around and accidentally hurt him.
I like.
Judging
Yeah.
that
I
as
like to
Dylan
think.
gets touched by Vias and immediately short circuits.
I like to
Yeah.
think Vias like grabbed his arm with both of his arms and like hugged it to him, and he's like, no, 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 no.
Yeah,
like
that's
dug
exactly
his
what
heels
happened.
in.
And Dylan is like short circuiting because gay.
Hold on. What do I roll to see if I faint?
Oh god.
To fake?
Constitution?
Yeah.
I would roll
Yeah.
Constitution save.
Oh god.
Oh.
Can Vias like catch him?
Okay, now there's like two of them on the floor. In the snow.
Yeah.
Dylan passes the fuck out.
Vias catches him for sure.
At which point Lena's just like, oh, for crying out loud.
Vias, make a strength check.
Oh god.
Oh no.
This
Oh,
has
no.
just gone very wrong.
12.
Oh, that's not too bad.
How much does Dylan weigh?
Actually, let me check. Like, slightly underweight, but I don't know how much he actually weighs. What did I write? 137 pounds?
Okay. Yeah, Vias, you managed to kind of keep him from hitting the ground, but you're also kind of holding his entire weight, like, on your chest now.
I think at this point Vias is probably blushing too, like, what did I do?
And now Dylan is unconscious, having fainted in Vias's arms.
Oh no. Not again.
Lena at this point is just gonna leave the two of them to it and ask and call out to Talia. Talia, can you just give me a hand, kind of scouting out towards the cave, please?
Vias gives her
of
like a
course.
betrayed look, like you leave this to me.
Dave's gonna come over and help lay Dylan gently on the ground.
Whereas Lena's just like, no, Vias has got this. It's fine.
happen like this.
Yeah, as fun as this is to watch, I think I don't really
Talia's-
want Bias to drop him.
Thank you,
Talia's
Vera.
gonna, like, shoot Diana a look like, "Are you okay if I go?" And like makes another thumbs up.
Does Lena catch that? Hang on. Probably not with a passive perception of kind of 10. Never mind.
Donna kind of nods and then as a little bit of just a pause and thanks.
No problem. And with a whistle, start back towards the cave. And Lena, do you want to take advantage, or do you want us both to roll perception?
I mean, I know there was a trap kind of close to the cave up here, which somebody saw last week.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was me.
It was mostly just kind of scout in the area initially up to the cave to see if there was somewhere kind of to drag everyone a bit closer and just kind of stash, well, Susanna if she doesn't wake up, and possibly now Dylan as well, while the rest of us investigate the cave where they would be safe.
I mean, I'd still want you to make a perception check. I didn't.
Okey-doke. It's probably better if we both roll because my perception is awful.
Okay.
See,
I almost consistently give my characters like proficiency in perception. Because
Yeah.
of this shit.
Bias
I
is
did
the
it
same.
So
I did it on purpose, and I am really regretting it around about now. There was a whole choice for that, so
That's valid. Lena, you're kind of like sort of stumbling around. You're lucky you remember where that bear trap is. But you still like almost step on it, and Talia has to be like, wait. And then they throw a rock on it, and it springs.
Lena just kind of shoots her a grin at that point, and is like, "Yeah, thank you."
They give Lena a thumbs up.
Because we know how to do the thumbs up now.
We do know how to do the thumbs up now.
That needs to
I'm
be,
so
that needs-
glad-
No, seriously. As when we have a group name, the group symbol needs to be a thumbs up.
Please, we're the good guys. That's literally our name, the good guys.
Can our name just be a thumbs up? Like, just
Asterix, thumbs up, asterix.
like thumbs up emoji?
Yeah.
yeah, I was
Yes.
just thinking that.
Talia managed to sort of see things easier. The way that the entrance to the cave is set up, you have that sort of empty space in the front there, you see, right between the trees. And on either side, the forest stretches out. The cave itself is built into a, it's not quite sheer, but like pretty steep rock face. You're starting to get towards the north of the De Villiers property, and so you're starting to get sort of like the larger hills and the like start of the mountain range.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of craggy rather than actually being like a cliff face itself. It's just kind of
It's
rise
not
with
quite cliff yet. It's not quite like that level of like height change, but it's sort of craggy. And it's not quite a hill, it's not quite a mountain, but it's like a decent size like mini mountain that it's sort of in, you know?
Yep.
It stretches up ahead of you. And the entrance is fairly bare, fairly clean. There is a small alcove just inside the mouth of the cave that you could probably put like one of them into, and they wouldn't be like easily seen.
but not both of them.
But not both of them. Fortunately, though, Dylan does start to stir because outside of Susanna's fainting spells, I want realism, bitch. And if Dylan is out for more than a couple of minutes, we have a problem.
Yep.
So Dylan starts to stir where he's on the ground.
Vias is probably like next to him. Just yeah.
like standing or is he like sitting? Because like I have
Probably like propped up
Sitting.
on his lap, to be fair.
Bless.
Wait, so okay. Dylan is in Vias's lap. Is that what's going on?
Dylan, so basically, you're saying is what's happening is Dylan is going to wake up, realize where he is, and faint again.
Oh no.
This was not an improvement to the situation.
Boy!
Dylan, roll another Constitution save.
Come on. Save this time.
Oh
Fuck!
my god!
Dylan, you wake up. Your head is on. It takes you a second to like figure out like where you are, but then you realize your head is on Vias's lap, and you look up, and Vias is kind of like over you, and he gives you a smile, and you pass right the fuck back out again.
Yeah. Oh, and keep in mind, Vias is blurry and has no depth perception because Dylan only has one eye right now because Marcus just like noped out of here.
Oh.
Too gay to function.
Vi's
Yep.
just gonna like sigh
Literally.
heavily and then just be like, Mercy, can you go find Marcus? And like send her off to go find where the hell Marcus went.
Mercy chirps and she swoops off.
Thank you, darling.
Hey! Oh.
Okay. Meanwhile, Lena's going to head back to the group.
Talia's gonna
Right.
post up by the cave.
And Lena's going to give her a thumbs up at that. Lena's going to head back to the group and be like, right.
Talia gives a thumbs up back.
It's just thumbs up everywhere.
I love that
Lena's
this is
gonna head
the
back
group thing
and,
now.
It's just like, okay, there's a little alcove just inside the cave from what Talia's seen where we could maybe put Susanna or Dylan, but not both of them. And I think we probably ought to scout out the cave, see if it's safe,
You
have a
didn't see
break, and
anything
then
in the
head
entrance?
back. I think we really need everyone to be kind of upright and conscious before we head back.
Okay.
I can carry one of them.
No offense, Fiona, but I really, really want you to be in 100% form as well. Or if not 100%, certainly there's no polite way to put this. I need you to be kind of in fighting form, and if you're not in fighting, I really think one of us should be kind of. Oh, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. It's obviously shaking you, and don't mind me. We need a break, I think, before we head back.
Joe, does Diona look at all hurt? Were they hurt at all?
No, she's actually, she's still shaken, but she's not hurt. She didn't actually take any damage. She's still, out of character, she's still got the temporary hit points.
Okay.
She's fine.
Okay, well I think
not fine, but physically fine.
She does look tired.
Can I just say that
Yeah.
Vias like waves for her where he's sitting on the ground, like to beckon her to come closer?
Yeah, she approaches. There's almost a flash of wariness, but she does come closer.
And he does like the motion again to where she'd come like level with him.
She does.
He's gonna take his hands on either side of her face and give her a big old smooch on the forehead. Cause he was fucking worried.
She does kind of freeze at that and just blink a bit and tries to give him a reassuring smile.
I'm glad you live. I was kind of worried there for a moment.
I'm not the one who went down.
And I have a bunch of very nice people that will help me when I fall. That includes you.
Talia gives a whistle from where they're standing by the cave.
Vice kind of like looks around Iona, like not quite knowing what to do.
I've
Do you
got
want
her.
me to
Go
carry
on.
Dylan or... Do you want me to carry Dylan or do you want me to handle Susanna?
You know, maybe I should try to carry him, I mean. He'll probably wake up in a second. If I jostle him around enough.
Assuming you don't make him faint again.
Yeah,
That was
sweet
adorable.
as this is to watch, maybe
I-
you should be the
We
first
have
thing
work
he
to do.
sees when he wakes up.
I don't understand why I had that effect. Is he scared of
It's
me?
alright.
I don't know what I did.
No, he's not. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Well, if he's scared of me, he
Dylan
should
does
tell
start to
me.
Okay, am I still in Bias's lap?
He's probably trying to get up at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you're not.
I got
Con
a
save.
19, it's fine.
Yeah, you wake up this time and like you stay awake even though you know where you were.
I can't see anything.
I went and had Mercy go look for Marcus for you.
Where's my stupid bird? Marcus!
As you
Did
shout-
Mercy end up finding him?
Yeah, no, as you shout, Mercy comes in and following her is a little familiar black raven.
Marcus! Oh my
Marcus,
god.
Marcus caws and like flips over and lands on your shoulder and like looks at you.
Okay, now that's just weird. And then his head's
He's sort of-
probably like, yeah, what?
His
What is
head,
Marcus?
his head like hits your like chin for like a second as like an acknowledgement, and then he snaps into vision mode.
Yeah, I know. You can tell her all about this later and then embarrass me.
Vice is probably gonna shake a finger at Marcus and be like, "Stop abandoning him. That's not okay."
Marcus
I
probably
don't want to have to
paused.
send Mercy after you every time you feel like you need to leave.
Don't worry about him. How do I put these without saying a bad word?
He is a pain in the fucking ass. That is what it is.
Oh, wow! Not the words I was going to use, but alright.
I know how birds are. My aunt actually keeps quite a
We
few.
lost Joe!
Oh no!
Not again.
Shite! Oh no!
So who's going in the cave?
I think Lena might be.
If everyone seems like they're safe, and by everyone I mean Susanna's stored somewhere safe and Dylan's on his feet, then Bear will go on as well.
I mean,
mean,
yeah, you can easily put Susanna in that little alcove.
Okay.
Talia is also like ready to go in as well.
Yeah, Vias will go.
Okay. I was super passed out. What are we doing?
We're going to investigate the cave.
Can I investigate too? Because that's, what I was planning on doing before I, totally fainted.
I mean,
Are you
like,
planning on fainting again?
yeah, please
It
don't.
really depends on what happens, actually.
I think that's Susanna's
Well-
thing. Maybe leave that to her. You worry some people sometimes. Or at
I
least
think
me.
I've worried, everyone my entire life. So these need to know.
Talia gives another whistle from the direction of the cave.
Vias,
Dylan tries to whistle back and fails.
Vias just gives one quick burst of a whistle. And then he'll march on over, I suppose.
I'm gonna say all of y'all, once you put Susanna in this alcove, y'all make it up to the cave entrance, and who is helming the front?
I'm hesitant to say Lena, but I mean she probably would go at the front, even though her perception is shit.
I could have Mercy
Alright.
sit on Lena's shoulder.
That's probably not a bad idea. Or perch on one of her horns.
Yeah. He'll
Okay,
send
sorry
he'll
about
send her
that.
over.
Did I miss anything particular?
Nope,
We're-
we're just walking into the cave.
So Mercy has a high perception. Did you want to just have Mercy have it? Well, she has vantage regardless.
I would say have Mercy roll and then kind of peck Lena on the head if she sees something.
Yeah.
Okay, so you both.
So, and Vias will probably hold on to somebody while he's walking, by the way, otherwise he'll fall. So roll.
Perception. Oh my god. Seriously.
Oh my god!
Well, good thing Mercy has,
Seriously, it was a choice at the time. I'm really regretting it now.
because if we're having Mercy, I can roll for Mercy, right?
Yeah. Roll for
Okay.
Mercy.
Please roll for Mercy.
I mean,
for
if
mercy.
That
we
was
want,
it.
and
19.
if we want and we have the possibility of downtime, we can possibly train Lena in perception.
Even Vias has perception as,
I mean, the whole point of her having 0 wisdom is that she's kind of lived a sheltered life and grew up within, a church environment and didn't need to be wise or aware of what was going on around her.
That's
it
valid.
very is good.
Teach her how
but-
to look at things good.
But then it's like, I rolled a 1 and a 2.
It's valid, though.
Lena, as you step into the cave, you misjudge sort of the height of like a particular outcropping, and your horn catches the top of it, and just dust and rocks come like cascading down on your face, and it's just this like face full of like fucking dirt.
Yeah, everybody behind at this point can hear kind of like muttered and stifled, kind of what might be curses, what might just be muttering.
Mercy's just chirping at you.
Yeah, Mercy is chirping. God.
It's just like, sorry, Mercy, sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm sorry.
As you start to head into the cave, though, as you're sort of like trying to wipe your face and like blink the dirt out of your eyes, at some point, Mercy doesn't really see anything, but they do sort of peck you on the head at one point, as the cave entrance in the tunnel starts to open up wider, and it's this long tunnel that just there's a little bit of like a bend, and then it comes back around itself, but it's not real. It's mostly straight. I know what I'm saying. I know how words work.
It bends, but it's straight.
The point is, it opens up into a very large cavern. It's not very tall, but it's very wide and long. Sort of ovular shaped ish. It's not like it's naturally formed, so it's kind of jaggedy and weird and like not perfect, obviously, but generally sort of oblong. Lena, the reason Mercy taps you on the head is because as you took a step into the cavern, as you take the step, the bird taps you on the head. I know what the fuck I'm trying to say.
It's alright, take your time.
The bird taps you on the head, and you stop and look around, and you realize you're about to put your foot into what looks like a small pile of bones. And now that you've seen the first pile, you look up and around and across the floor. It is just scattered, covered with scattered bits of bone, some of which are still blood-stained, and it fucking reeks in here. Just of death and decay. And you can't tell how many there are, but there's a lot of fucking bones.
Wow. Yeah. Lena's just kind of gonna loosen the warhammer and hold it in one hand as she kind of almost sidesteps slightly into the cavern so that everybody else can see what's going on as well. And
You
just
all
gonna kind of
you all start to file into this cavern, and you see the exact same thing. Just these mounds and mounds of bones in various states of decay, blood stain, and just dirt covered. Like it looks like a mass grave that nobody filled in.
Is there anything that looks like it's not bone yet? Like, that isn't in pieces or something? Because these are all human bodies.
Make an investigation check.
Okay.
Hey!
Nice.
As you investigate, you kind of use your staff to sort of poke things around, I assume, because I assume Vias doesn't want to touch, like, literal human bones with his hands.
He's probably holding his, like, cloak up to his nose to keep himself from gagging, so.
Everyone is here, right?
Yeah, everyone came in except for Susanna. There are just a lot of human bones. You count 24 skulls. You don't know how many more, like, buried in corners or lost somewhere. In one corner of the cavern, there is one area that isn't exactly bone covered. It is, and instead there is a bedroll there, and the only pieces of, like, body that aren't completely bone stripped of meat yet. Hold on, I'm googling something.
Which pieces of a human are tastier?
I have concerns that you're googling something with regards to this particular subject matter.
Yeah. Our all the Constitution says it's not good.
Wow.
I wanted to see if Dylan was gonna throw up or not.
Dylan vomits.
Dylan totally throws up.
Yeah, he's not having. This is just not like a great day.
Oh dear darling.
Towards the bedroll there is a plank of wood that, like, almost would be used like a small, like, movable table almost, you know? Like, it's like a just a solid piece of, like, flat wood that does have fairly fresh looking uncooked meat on there. And above the bed in dark block letters, it just reads, "He will not divide us."
What the fuck?
That's not terrifying.
So there is no whole bodies, they're just chunks of people in this room, or bones.
Is there anything around that isn't kind of obviously human?
Make an investigation check.
Oh, do I have to?
Yes.
I'm gonna cast
Hey, that's not too bad.
You're pretty sure everything in this cave is human.
Thank you, Nick. Fair enough.
Did you say you were casting detect magic? Sorry.
Yep.
You cast this spell, and how far is the radius again?
30 feet.
30 feet, yeah.
30 feet? Okay, so nothing lights up.
Okay. Well, it lasts up to 10 minutes, so I'm just gonna keep it rolling.
Okay.
As we continue on.
I think
the cavern just ends there. There's no more paths
ends?
after that.
Okay.
There is one wall that seems like there could have been another path, but it looks like there's been a cave-in of some sort.
I think over the letters, Vias would have put his hand near the wall, or where they were, and concentrated, and used Druidcraft to basically grow sprouts and stuff out of it, and to basically cover it. And
okay. You are in a cave, so the things that grow here are mostly moss, fungus, and sort of like under. I don't want to say it's not extraterrestrial.
Different types of
Subterranean.
terrain and
Subterranean.
Yeah.
Thank you. Subterranean plants start to sprout from the wall, clinging to the side of it, and they're very hardy plants to be able to grow here on the side of a cave wall without sunlight. But it does, and soon you see a wall just covered in various forms of moss and lichen, and some fungus.
You are divided
words
now,
are
you
covered.
son of a bitch. He's very angry at the state of what happened to these people. And extremely sad.
Talia's just kind of chilling.
Makes sense.
Yeah, Lena's just gonna kind of head over and view the wall and pat Vias on the shoulder and just kind of say nice work as she walks away again to kind of see what everyone else is up to.
So it doesn't seem like there's likely to be any information worth finding in here, does there?
I would say not.
I think this is
No.
a disgusting place against humanity and we should leave.
Dylan's throwing up in the place with the least bones.
Oh.
I think he hears.
you-
Can I
you're
see a
by the
perception
entrance
check
just
to
happened.
see if Vias notices?
I mean, he's throwing up in the same cave as you.
Okay. I think at that
Very
point
good.
he would be like jolt out of that thing and like quickly walk over with his water skin.
Okay, I don't think we need to or want to stay here. Should we head back to the house and tell them what we found so far?
And be on the lookout
Yeah,
for
I
other
think
goblins,
this
by
is-
the way.
Just get the kids out of here for a while and give everyone a break.
Everybody needs a long hot bath and lots of rest and then whatever.
To be honest, that sounds ideal.
That sounds like a good idea.
Dylan, rinse out your mouth, you'll feel better. Let's leave.
Come on, kid. We're getting out of here.
You see Talia for a second sort of like kick at and sort of poke one of the piles of the bones and then just kind of frown and just leave.
I'm 27.
27? What?
I'm not a child.
I understand, but I'm trying to help. Take some water and you'll just be better. Don't have to drink it,
Okay.
just...
Dylan just chugs the water. He doesn't feel great.
He just like gives him like a soft pat.
Make a Constitution save.
Good?
Yeah, no, chugging water, no.
Ooh,
You're
nice!
fine.
Yeah, maybe chugging water wasn't the best idea. Like, you can feel your stomach sort of angry at you, but you managed not to throw up again.
Easy.
Hey!
You're talking to a first aid, like, CPR certified bitch. Like,
Yeah, you get queasy.
Yeah.
Dylan's never made
I
a
was-
good decision in his life.
That's a mood.
Maybe
Oh.
don't drink so much next time.
Do you all head out of the cave? One of you has to collect Susanna, who is still unconscious.
Yeah, I think Diana's gonna collect Susanna. I think she's gonna trust someone else to grab the head. She doesn't want to have a look at that thing again.
Talia grabs it.
And
How's
Lena's. Sorry.
Still shaken, a bit tired, but like herself again, rather than
Yeah, I think Vias would want to have a hand on Dylan and a hand on Diona. Like, he'd want to be as close to those two as possible, probably.
Okay. I think Talia takes the lead. One hand clutching the sort of longer hair of this man, this man's head, and just carrying it along at their side. They're gonna roll a perception check as well as they walk. If anyone wants to help out,
I can help.
There is
With mercy.
absolutely no point in me doing that.
I'll just take advantage for Talia.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Normally I would help, but I somehow get the feeling that the person who is currently at disadvantage can't help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talia leads you guys back through the forest. Back the way they track. They didn't track. They tracked the griffins. Sorry, I lied. They lead you back through the forest, back the way you came, and you don't really run into anything. You just sort of break the edge of the forest unmolested. The sun is a little bit past the noonday mark. The trip there, the fight, and the trip back only took 4 or so hours, and you left pretty early. And so you get back to Charlie's farm sometime afternoon, carrying a bloody head.
I assume partway on the walk down, I actually would have realized and offered some kind of bag or something that we can wrap or otherwise conceal the head with, because walking into civilized areas with a severed head is not exactly conducive to anything.
Vias will
Do you have
offer one of his blankets. Because he has one
Okay.
shoved in his bag.
Alright, you wrap the head in the blanket, and Talia is now just carrying this head in this blanket. And you get to the De Villiers farm, and you see that farmhand who you spoke to. I can't remember his name. The farmhand that you spoke to, he sort of nods and like gives you a hello, and the guards sort of let you pass. And you are now on Charlie's estate.
Well, let's go see Mr. De Villiers.
Talia nods, holding a severed head in a blanket, and starts to make their way towards the back door.
Maybe we should
Oh my
talk to
God.
the guards first. See
if you
where
want
they
to flag
might
down
hold
the
them.
guards, you can.
Yeah, I think Vias would try to. Excuse me?
It's not hard. You get this sort of like rugged looking dwarven woman who sort of stops, who you get the attention of.
Hello, miss. We have the, proof of us defeating, or perhaps, basically what had been molesting, the people here at this ranch.
She sort of cocks her eyebrow at your word choice.
There
because,
were so many buttons.
she further kind of goes,
We're just not sure
We
if we
just
should bring this
need
into
to
Mr.
report-
De Villiers or not. It is a little graphic.
she looks at the bundled up head and goes, I mean, what is it?
It's a head.
She kind of like, there's this look on her face like, I can't believe like you just fucking said that. And she reaches forward and sort of like pulls back the blanket a little bit and then like pulls it back down and goes, yeah, that certainly is a head. I will
It was
take that.
the
This was the head of... I don't even know how to explain it. Oh.
the one who was harming, the one who was taking people, and
Sadly, there is no one left to tell of, unfortunately.
she sort of nods and she holds her hands out for the head blanket. And Talia gives it to her, and she kind of like holds it out from her body, like at full arm's length.
Understandable.
Kind of like looks at you guys and goes, I mean, you should probably check in with the Lord, but I'll see what I can do about disposing this. Do you want the blanket back?
No.
No.
She
I
goes,
paid some silver for it. Oh, fine, okay.
she goes, okay, and she starts to head back off in the other direction, still like very uncomfortable with what she's been handed.
I kind of didn't want to show it to Charlie, to be fair. I did not. Oh. Showing a head to somebody is kind of gross.
She's not heading inside. She's heading like.
No, I know. He's just like speaking to everybody, like. like explaining why he gave it.
We do have her report too. And we can. You guys can tell what happened.
We should put Susanna down.
We should
Yeah.
possibly see if there's anywhere we can rest for the night and then leave Susanna there, where it's comfy.
All right. Do you guys like head inside the manor?
Yeah,
Or-
we're gonna go see.
Yeah.
I
Talk
think
with
so.
him.
You walk in the house and it takes you a minute to flag down a servant, but then when you do, they quickly, it's that same little maid woman you met the first night. She leads you back towards that same room you told him about the griffins in. And you wait for a few minutes, and then you wait for a few more minutes, and then the maid kind of sticks her head in and goes, yeah, he'll be back. He'll be here in a second, I promise." And then you wait for a few more minutes.
Is there like a sofa or a chair or something that looks comfortable
There
to
is. There is.
prop
It's like
Susanna on?
it's like a little drawing
Yeah.
couch. Yeah.
Let her lay on the fainting couch.
Yep.
Yes.
You lay
So
Susanna
yeah.
down. There's a grandfather clock that's like ticking in the corner.
Bias will examine the room.
Would you want to
Just
make it?
just idly, but yes, I kind of do. I'm curious. You can continue talking though.
It's a really fucking nice room.
Fair enough.
You kind of get a little bit distracted by the curtains because textiles are kind of your thing, but they're like a really fine sort of fabric, and the pattern's nice.
So shiny.
But it's a nice room.
Dylan's gonna go over to Diona.
All right.
You okay?
Are you okay? Like, I'm like 100% more concerned about you right now.
I'm better than I was.
Yeah,
That. And she just kind of shakes her head and just, I'm doing better.
Yeah, Dylan's gonna do the thing we talked about and stick his fingers in Diona's mouth.
Heal?
What?
He's gonna see if her
What
teeth
do we
are
have
sharp.
the risk
Oh
of the
god.
noble coming in?
He's going to.
I didn't get the opportunity earlier!
He's going.
We had to talk about something!
Would you like to repeat what he does for me, like, to make sure I heard you right?
Dylan?
Test if her teeth are sharp at betting.
What? Yeah, Dylan, while Diona is talking, just kind of like sticks the tips of his fingers in her mouth.
She just freezes. She just.
Okay. Dylan sticks his fingers in Diona's mouth for some reason.
Okay, Diona, what happens? Does she just freeze? Anything else?
Yeah, she just freezes. She's not exactly comfortable with having fingers in her mouth. Especially not in her current headspace.
Oh god, imagine if Charlie
Is that all
walked
that
in right now.
Joe, it's very important. Is that all that happens?
Yeah, she freezes. Her mouth is slightly open because you caught her mid-word, and she's just freezing, just kind of looking at him with wide eyes, just...
Dylan takes his head out and just kind of goes, okay, and then walks away.
What? What?
Talia kind of raises their hand and goes, "Is that like handshaking? Do you?"
No, it's not like a handshake. Diona, I just wanted to see if you would bite me and you didn't. So like, we're cool now.
And pretty much as soon as he says that, she kind of almost shrinks back into herself a bit, and just... There's just a very quiet, I don't...
You're like good now, right? Cause you like, I don't know. I'm sorry. Did I do a bad thing?
Lena kind of leans over towards them and kind of mutters to Dylan, "We're really going to have to talk about your sense of timing."
Would Vias have noticed this through his, like,
I
curtain
think
checking?
so.
I mean, everybody else is kind of full on what the fuck?
Vias, like, turns around as Dylan's pulling his fingers out of her mouth. What did you just... I
it's
think
at
you're
this point
fine,
Charlie walks
Diona.
in.
Of course he does! Of course he does!
Charlie walks in. He's wearing actual clothing and not pajamas.
Damn.
Hey,
I want my pajama man.
Susanna will be disappointed to miss that.
To be fair, his definition of actual clothing is like a jacket that has like little like silver fringes coming off the ends of it.
I love it. My
and, like,
style.
And like these red pants that are sort of flared out at the end.
Chico jeans.
No, they're like skin tight then flare out at the very end, like 80s disco pants. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but I'm
Oh my god! Oh my god.
He walks in, and he sort of clasps his hands together and sort of rubs them, and goes, "Oh God, what was his voice? It was like British, low British." He goes, "Oh, all right. Are we all right? Did you find more griffins? I've been told there's a severed head somewhere."
We cut the guy's head off, and he had a bunch of bones in his cave.
We
Charlie
count.
just kind of like Charlie just kind of blinks at you, like
the person who
and
Diana
looks
just
at the
very-
other members of the party.
the person who we
Just very hesitantly, just... We found the person that was killing your people.
and we killed him.
It was a him.
Loosely speaking, yeah.
They nearly got me. No.
Charlie's like expression goes from like concerned and sort of angry to like very worried and very concerned very, very quickly. And he looks at you, Vias, and goes, Do you need anything? I think I can get a healer called down in a couple of hours if you need it.
Nope. I can sleep it off. But that murdering thing is dealt with. I'm more concerned about that than anything. There was a lot of death. Undeserved.
Charlie just kind of nods and goes, "Well, I'm grateful for you for taking care of him then. Where is it? It's a Bridget Love. I don't know where his voice is. It's fine.
Just sweet man voice.
He goes, well, thank you, I suppose. If you're sure that's what was doing it.
I mean, there's
We
possibly
found-
some goblins out there as well, but there were
We've been dealing with goblins
bones.
for years. I don't. If this okay. He just.
There were about 24 worth of bones. 2 dozen people worth of bones.
I have a small question as well. Does "He will not divide us" ring any bells to you? That was written on that thing's cave.
Charlie just kind of shakes his head and like sits down and sort of like rubs at his forehead and sort of lets out a sigh. Thank you. I can figure out payment and things in a minute. You're all welcome to stay, rest up, eat.
Sarah!
Hey, sorry about that.
Welcome back.
You're good. We're talking to Charlie.
I still don't know who that is, but okay.
He's the guy we're doing a job for.
Cool.
The guy you killed Shia LaBeouf for.
The guys who
He's
Listen, I don't need an excuse to kill Shia LaBeouf, okay?
there is that. True
God,
words were
Murray.
never spoken.
Anyways, continue. Sorry about that.
Just for your information, Charlie is a young textile lord who is currently wearing a black jacket with like silver fringes at the end and like bright red 80s disco pants. Because that's what
God
he wears.
bless.
The last 2 times you have seen him, he has been in like bright velvet or like
Leopard print.
pajamas.
Good. I love him already.
And so this is the man who's just kind of like sitting in this chair, rubbing in his face and going, "All right, I'll get you payment. Don't worry about it. You're welcome to stay, rest up, eat. The same room should be prepared." And he looks over, expecting like a butler or maid there, and there's no one. And he goes, "I'll get someone to check."
Thank you for your
Is there
hospitality.
the possibility of a bath as well?
He nods. There's small private baths. There should be some near your rooms. Sorry,
At this point, Lena's going to speak up and kind of go, you didn't actually say, does "he will not divide us" mean anything to you?
He shakes his head and goes, "No, no, absolutely not."
I also worry just a small amount of the goblin population on your property. I'm afraid there might be something that they are doing out there. I don't know. They might become a danger sometime soon. We were ambushed by about 5 of them at one point.
He goes, "Goblins are always a danger, aren't they? Though I have heard of a couple of friendly ones that sort of managed to not do the whole goblin thing. Never met one though." And then he shakes his head and goes, "Sorry. Sorry. If you want to go take out the goblins, I'd pay you extra, but you don't have to. That's not what I originally paid you for."
Well, regardless, thank you so much for your hospitality so far. You've been more than kind to us.
If you are agreeable, you mentioned Faye that first day when we met you. Do
He
you
kind
know
of looks up,
very much about them?
looks over at Talia, and he sort of lets out a breath and he goes, I've read stories, old books. I've never encountered one. I don't think I've never gone out of my way to. But I guess I know sort of the mythos. Is there any?
Dana kind of looks at Talia a bit as if almost asking permission to spill a little bit about their circumstances.
They nod.
We're trying to get our friend back home. They come from the Feywilds, as best we can tell.
He sort of like kind of sits up and like back into his chair and looks between you and Talia for a second. From the Feywilds? Talia kind of shrugs. They're like, they go, I mean, I don't really know what it's called. It was always home.
Best we can tell, they come from a place where all of the stories are true, and that we met them when they came through a portal in Emon, and
he nods to himself. Goes, well, it certainly sounds like the Feywilds. I can go through my library, write a couple of letters if you want. I know there's magic to get there. I've just, I don't have any. I don't worry about magic. And he kind of goes, I am having a guest over later tomorrow. I can ask her. She knows a bit about magic. I can sort of start finding out some things if you want about the Feywilds or how to get there.
Again, Diana kind of looks at Talia and Vias again and just, she gives a little shrug, but is looking to see their input, because...
We found 2 scrolls for planar shift. They are incomplete, but we were hoping to study these and possibly learn something about getting Talia back. We don't have the components or anything that is needed for this, but I was going to work on translating it to common.
He kind of goes, you can have access to my library. And if you want to stick around to see Moira tomorrow, I mean, I don't know how much I recommend that. She can be a little bit of a... She's wonderful, but she can be a little, quid pro quo sort of deal.
Nothing wrong with that, I'd say.
He goes, all right, if you want to stick around. I'm sure it wouldn't be much of a bother. She knows a lot more than I do.
Vias will kind of look at both of them as, like...
Talia has an expression, like that same sort of, like, little glimmer of, like, hope on their face again, but this time it's a lot more guarded than it was when you first found the scrolls.
I think we'd like to try at least. If that's alright with you. If you can bear us for another day.
Charlie kind of laughs a little bit and goes, I don't mind. I do need to get back to some sort of, some work. Sorry, I was wrapped up in a thing when you showed up. But if you need anything else, I guess you wouldn't know where to find me. You don't really know the way around this place, but you could find, somebody who knows how to find me. I'm sure you'll figure it out.
We'll make do. Thank you.
He nods and smiles and he stands and he kind of gives you all a little bow and leaves the room.
Vias bows his head too. Because why the heck not?
Hmm.
Ouch. And he kind of like rubs at his chest a little bit.
If you all want, you can sort of head back to that same, like, 2 rooms you all shared last night.
We probably
Um,
should.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
What time is it approximately? I
Uh,
know I
it-
got to watch.
Take Susanna's pocket watch.
I mean, Susanna stirs just briefly and kind of goes, no, what time is it exactly? And then passes out again.
PK is gonna be thrilled when she hears that bit.
Oh god.
Sorry, PK.
Just gotta.
Don't be sorry.
Just take her pocket watch.
The grandfather clock.
Oh, if you want to die.
Oh, no.
There is a
I'm
period
not that
shot.
stupid.
There's a grandfather clock in the room. I've established this.
Oh, I
True.
forgot. I wasn't paying attention. I was scrolling on Tumblr.
No,
I think
shit.
I missed
Oh
that session.
Jesus.
I
I
think
literally said it like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
this.
I heard you. I
Okay,
remembered.
I
I
just
just wanted to be
wasn't
sure
paying
about it.
What time does the grandfather clock say it is?
Well, I don't know if I want to tell you now, since you all can remember there's a grandfather
Parker
clock
Gracious
in the room.
DM, I remembered your clock. Please tell us what
I get
relative time it is.
easily.
It is approximately 3:25.
PM? Oh, that's early.
I said you
Plenty of
got
time
here a
for a
little
bath.
afternoon.
Time to...
I
Yeah,
didn't hear
that
that.
Bias like rubs his hands together. He's like, time to rest, relax, and research.
Okay, let's go.
I don't know about you guys, but I could really go for a bath right now before sleeping.
I
Yes.
need to be clean.
Wait, like what kind of bath are we talking about? Like a
Yes.
together bath?
I don't know what baths they have here, but most of the ones in my home are open bath.
If you make your way towards the hallway where you slept last night, and you run into like that maid who, when you ask her where the bathroom, where like the baths are, she sort of like points down the hallway and goes, just 2 doors to your right there, and scurries off. Now that Charlie's mentioned that they're having a guest tomorrow, you can see where all the staff is like preparing the house. And you open the door to the baths. They're not. There are 2 of them. One for each of the rooms, basically. And you think you could probably fit 3-4 people in each one, but like it's not a group bath, you know?
Mm,
It's more like one of those larger luxury baths for rich people.
like a
You
jacuzzi
could
tub.
also, yeah, a jacuzzi tub.
Without
You could
the
also fit,
jets.
like, you could fit like 4 people in if you tried.
I can say with absolute certainty that Susanna will not want to bathe while any of the boys are here. And probably while most of the girls aren't here either.
Yeah, probably not.
I don't think I've ever seen her with less than about 20 layers on, so...
If you say that in character, Talia kind of raises their hand.
Talia, you can stick with me and whoever else wants to bathe.
I am not getting naked in front of any of you.
That's fair enough.
You don't have to
Um,
get naked if you don't want to.
I think Talia takes one look at like the bath. Like at the moment, the baths are empty, and they're kind of looking at them a little bit confused.
Okay, is it like you have to fill it with pails of hot water, or is it like knobs that you turn?
We're going with fill it with pails of hot water.
Fuck.
Um,
Well,
Except
we
there
need to
are-
heat
there is-
buckets of
there is, like,
water.
there is a pull chain on the wall in each of the bathrooms that you presume would call somebody to bring hot water.
Okay, well, let's pull this one now.
You pull the chain.
Diana kind of taps Talia on the shoulder and just They'll get filled with water. You don't have to go. I need a bath. I don't know about you. They'll fill them with, well, usually, they'll fill them with hopefully hot water, and it's a
I'm
way
sorry,
to get clean
what?
and relax.
I'm sorry, what?
Water?
What's confusing?
So you fill the things with water, and then
The chain
Yeah.
calls somebody to bring water for the tub. They will heat
Okay.
it for you.
so somebody brings you a bucket of heated water,
And
you
they will put it in the bath for us to use. To
You
bathe.
put it in to bathe. Well, I think that's where I'm losing you. What does that mean?
It means to clean grime off your skin.
Oh, okay, no. I know what bathing is. I know how to clean yourself, but how does that? You make a little thing in the. Why do you bring the water? They're like trying to comprehend something.
It is easier to have a room that can be cleaned.
No,
Instead
they're
of being outside.
They're like, no, but why don't you? You could just use the bucket of water. You don't have to put it in a hole in the ground first.
It's
The
more
point of this
relaxing.
is so that there's water you can soak in, and
At that point, their face goes fucking pale white.
It's to ease
Okay,
muscle
Talia,
ache.
what did I say?
and-
What did I say?
They go, you get in the water, like you put your body in it.
Yes.
They kind of look around at all of you and just go, "Are you all fucking stupid?"
No, that's a bit harsh. It's sanitary. Sometimes.
I think at this point one of the maids comes in carrying a bucket of water, and two of them, and they start. There's a couple of them, and there's a train starting to like fill the bathtubs with water, and they're just like, "You don't know what's in that fucking thing."
It's been empty and we're just putting water into it. That we know what is in it, dear.
No, that water. You don't know what's in that. You don't know what's in the ground. It's fucking dangerous. What the hell? And you just fucking. That's relaxing? What do you mean that's fucking relaxing? And they're just like watching this bathtub get filled up, and
Talia,
just,
hold
like,
on.
panic in their eyes.
Talia, please. If it was bad, we would know. This water is safe. It won't hurt you.
Well, you also go around and try to put salt on people's skin. I'm the only one doing that. I've noticed.
Because Fae are unusual in these areas.
No, they're fucking not. We went out to one forest and we found hags.
Those are unusual. Hell, they are unusual in my area. In my area, we have demon spawn. Like, is that common in your home? That's common for me.
Looks at Maya and just and just drags her hand down her face, and it's just like, okay.
Would it help if we got bath salts?
Got what?
You can throw salt in there.
There's a type of salt with kind of oils that you put in your bath, and it helps your muscles when you've been working hard. But it contains salt.
If we're going to do that, can we please get mild ones? They make my.
Of course, yeah.
Me itchy.
Right, yes, sorry, of course. We could just put it in one of them. I just really need to be in a bath and out of this armor as soon as.
At this point, the bats are.
Diana kind of looks at Talia and you're the only water-related fae that I know of are kelpies and it's another, but I can't remember what it is. And I can assure you, in this particular circumstance, that the chances of that are non-existent. The water can be dangerous here, but not in this situation. This is... And she's kind of... It looks like she would be biting at her lip, but...
Talia just kind of goes, they're like eyeing one of the filled bathtubs, and they just go, "I'm not getting in that thing."
Okay. Do
You
wanna
can
keep
stay
watch in
outside of
case
the
there's
tub.
something dangerous?
If it makes you uncomfortable.
We're not gonna make you get in the water if you don't want to.
They nod and they sort of step back out into the hallway and sort of position themselves between the two bathrooms.
Well,
And if you, as you guys, I don't, and that's where they're at right now.
Lena is just full on. Can we deal with this later, or is this something we need to deal with now?
I mean, if Talia doesn't want to take a bath, I don't think we can
Oh,
make
no.
Talia.
I don't mean. I wouldn't dream of forcing her to take a bath. It was just. Do we need to persuade her that we're not all going to drown in here,
Okay.
or can we get in the bath?
Okay.
Never mind. Rhetorical question. Lena just kind of starts taking pieces of armor off and stacking them neatly at one side.
I has to just be like, I think maybe our room situations will dictate who gets what bathroom, I suppose. I really have no preference. I'm not a looky-loo.
I think Susanna is going to want to wait until she wakes up and isn't around
The rest of us.
the rest of us.
I mean, if somebody wants to
So-
sponge bath Susanna, I would.
No. We will
I
just
happen to
I
like
would
not
pray. I would
being
pray
shot.
for your risking.
we will just leave Susanna to rest until Susanna wakes, and then Susanna can organize her own bath. That way leads to none of us hopefully being shot.
Yes.
I, meanwhile, I'm happy to share a bath. Dylan has said that, he wants to wait until later, which is fine, and he can organize his own private bath later. I really need to not be in this armor for at least 10-15 minutes.
Of course.
Well, I have no fuss with sharing a bath with you guys if that's what we want to do. It's not.
I mean, is the bath big enough for Lena and Diona?
It is. It is. It is. You can both fit. Your legs are a little bit like touching each other a little bit, but like other than that, you fit.
Sorry, because this has come up, I need to find a particular gift because this has just we have
Vice
reached to a
is
point
just
where this
like-
is necessary.
Okay.
Vice is gonna like wander to the other one just because he's like probably not invited.
I mean, I don't quite know what Vera's doing at this point. I think Sarah's.
Sorry.
AFK from- I know you are there. That's fine. Vera's just been kind of left to her own devices because Lena's just like, no, fuck it. I need a bath.
Vera's probably just gonna prestidigitate herself. She doesn't feel like dealing with
Vice is
Like,
probably
it's
gonna
just
go
like,
to because there's two bathrooms,
tape
right? With two different bathtubs.
Yes.
He'd probably go to the other one because, yeah,
Okay.
he probably
Uh,
he doesn't know if he's allowed, so he's just gonna go to that one.
Oh, what the hell?
You good?
I'm suspecting that the GIF in particular is not cooperating.
As the three of you bathe, Talia, like, you see them, like, poke their head into, like, your various rooms, okay, like, every once in a while. They look fucking scared.
Vice will probably like call for Talia. Just be like, Talia, can you come here for a
Hi.
second?
They step into the room but come no closer.
I don't know how to explain this. Why are baths dangerous in your home? They are not dangerous over here. Unless you cannot swim, but baths aren't usually taller than your chest or your navel. It never goes higher usually.
Talia kind of like looks at you like, well, well, it's not actually bathing, you got to bathe every once in a while. It's the water, you got to be careful.
For us, I think the only thing we need to be careful of in water is parasites and bugs. There is nothing sinister about water in our country usually. In this world, usually. There's certain monsters that are made up of water, but they're not
That does not
common.
help.
Nope.
They don't exist in these areas. They just don't.
Talia goes,
And if they would, and he kind of like cups some water in his hands, I have slain them.
Talia just kind of shakes their head and goes, I don't know what water is like here, but I know what I know. And that water tends to hide things. Water hides nymphs and banshees and kelpies and brownies and all sorts of nasty little things. You don't mess around with it. All right? They can drag you under in a second and then you're gone. And no one can help you. And it's it's important that you get it, so you need it, but then you're vulnerable the whole time. And water isn't safe, all right? Not where I come from.
I see.
Don't
You
like
feel
it.
more comfortable. I'm sure the maids will be more than happy to bring you a bucket of water for yourself. You don't have to go in there. You can wash yourself how you're used to.
They nod and just go, we'll think about it.
Vias will just sink down a little bit and put his arms around the sides. Kick his feet up just a little bit. Okay, I think I have to leave. Because I have dinner to eat, apparently. I'll let the recording stuff still go if you guys want to keep going, but I need to.
I was gonna call it pretty soon.
Okay. I'll stay for however long that is then.
Unless there's a particular conversation going on between Diona and Lena, Vera as well. I don't know.
I don't think so. Lena is just kind of focusing very intently on de-stressing. Just kind of soaking in the water. She's kind of in the water, kind of up to her ears sort of thing, and it's just like, oh god, it's been a shitty day.
Yeah.
Vias
is trying to wash the blood off his chest, and he's still bleeding, so he's like, ugh.
I mean, Lena has questions and discussions to have, but now is not the time.
Mm-hmm. Sirius can
Dylan's
wait.
just gonna chill.
So just making sure, I know it's not relevant now because we're apparently calling it. You guys can hear me now that you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You all sort of pass your baths in silent, in quiet relaxation. The occasional sound of de Villiers servants going back and forth, and Talia occasionally poking their head into your room, making sure you're still alive, and then
That's legit.
then-
That's valid.
And then
Um,
like ducking back out into the hallway.
I don't
Um,
know if Dylan takes a bath.
Okay.
I'm just gonna roll a d20 and see what happens. This is like a stupid thing to roll for. Yeah, Dylan takes a bath.
Okay. After one of the baths empties, Dylan, you get your own bath. It's nice. Talia also like watches that happen. Like not sits there and watches you bathe, but like sticks their head in and like, you good?
Make sure
Alright.
you're still alive.
I'm really good. Please don't look at me.
I think
Ta-
Bias would
Talia
probably be waiting
also-
too, so.
Yeah, Talia also gets to see the same stars that Bias saw when Dylan had her shirt off.
Talia doesn't fucking say shit.
Yeah, I figured not, but I think it's good to know who knows this.
Yeah. Also, fun fact: they're not wearing shoes. They've taken their shoes off.
Oh, jeez.
Understandable.
They are barefoot.
Well, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Which
And-
also, because Josh reminded me, that also means that Lena and Talia have seen Derna's various scars and tats, but none of the others have at this point. It's not relevant because she doesn't actually particularly care if people see them, and they aren't trauma associated, unlike with our trauma verb. But
Hey.
Trauma Burb and Sunshine Burb.
And then Trauma Cat.
And Sea Dog.
The trauma menagerie.
Just an arc of
That's
animals
what
and
seems that
Susanna.
way.
Trauma Cat scratching on your bathroom like door when you're like.
That's exactly what it was reminding me of. Was when my cats would like throw themselves at the door.
Yep.
That's what Talia was doing.
I think you all split into the same rooms that you were in. I don't know what room Dylan chooses.
I think Vice would try and
Dylan?
convince Dylan to sleep in their room.
Is it night now?
I mean, you get food, you chill. I don't know if you do anything, but like,
I think we'd
Does
save
it
some
get-
of that stuff for another day, but Vias definitely wants to convince Dylan to freaking sleep in a bed for once, for fuck's
Does it
sake.
get to an appropriate nighttime time of day?
yes,
Eventually.
it gets to an appropriate nighttime time of day. Yes.
Dylan's gonna go to Florrie's.
Fuck.
I think
That-
we are
that
a
is-
couple of hour walk
That is
outside of
3
my mall.
hours away.
It's like, yeah.
Whenever it gets time, that's what Dylan's doing next session.
Okay.
So he like fucking up and disappeared after the bath and headed back to Kymel.
Yeah, he's just gone.
No, wait,
boy.
take
We'll deal
Vice's
with that
horse.
next
Please
session.
please take Vice's horse, please.
No, he's walking.
Please.
We'll deal with it next session.
Oh, fuck. Vice is gonna
He's
just
gonna be in
bolt.
so much trouble.
Vice is gonna hunt him down. He's gonna think he got
He's gonna be in so
taken.
much trouble.
Yeah, so I guess Dylan just takes the fuck off to go to a
Yeah.
brothel.
Okay.
And the rest of you, Susanna sleeps the rest of the day.
Motherfucker.
I guess.
I mean, honestly, sleeps the rest of the day. God, I wish that were me.
Yeah, same.
Heckin' same.
Charlie does offer to, like, if you guys want to eat with him, and whether or not you do is kind of up to you.
Vice will take
Nothing
him up on
particular
it.
happens.
Vice will, because that's polite. Eat with your hosts.
You have a nice dinner with Charlie. He asks you about possibly get in contact with your parents, and
Vice skirts around that a little bit, but he's like, yeah, sure.
and and then I think at some point you just get on some sort of topic tangent and it just devolves.
Yep. Sounds about right.
Until it is late, your food is cold, and Charlie's like, "Oh shit," not realizing how long you've been there. And you all head to bed. And
Did Dylan leave at this point then? Like, is he
Dylan
just
gone? Yeah,
Dylan's gone.
Have we
Dylan
noticed?
Yeah,
I
Vice.
don't know.
Can I roll a
Dylan doesn't
perception to
join you for
see?
dinner.
Can I roll a perception to see? Or actually, no.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say you need to roll a perception check because he just goes. He's just not there. There's a
Very-
Dylan-shaped hole.
Yeah,
yeah, like there's
Vias
just no
is
Dylan.
like
There's no Dylan.
Vias feels so sick, and like I don't think he's sleeping again tonight.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not. Definitely not. He's probably
Talia's
like asking the servants like where is like he's probably yeah.
None of them know. I think at one point Talia like literally just grabs you by the arm and is like, you have to sleep.
Why?
'Cause it's important.
But
You gotta
he's
take care of yourself.
gone. What if someone took him? Nobody knows where he went.
Talia just kind of looks sort of a little bit uncomfortable, and they go,
After what happened today, what if
I don't like him gone either, but he's gone at this point, and if you don't sleep, we won't be able to find him if we find him.
Sunshine. I don't know what's going on. I don't think he was taken. Not from here, I don't think.
Okay, we didn't see him at dinner. If he left from that time, it's going to be dark before he reaches any sort of place. That's dangerous.
I know.
I didn't expect this to be this much of a problem.
This is Vias you're talking about.
This could be a problem.
I don't know.
I'll tell you
Oh,
an
he's
advantage.
gonna go.
It's fine.
Can I roll a wisdom saving or wisdom check or something to see if Vias can actually make himself sleep or not?
Sure. Roll.
Nope. Critical fail.
I think Talia does get you to lay down in bed, but you don't. And you're gonna take a point of exhaustion.
God damn it! Josh!
I'm sorry.
And that's how you all fall asleep that night.
Dylan's having a good time out there.
I'm sure he is, motherfucker.
Dylan's having a good time worrying everyone.
What's Dylan's wisdom again?
16.
Are you certain?
Okay,
Wow.
here's how I count Dylan's wisdom. I count it for people, and then anything else is just bad.
That's
Vice's
fair.
wisdom
You
is
know what?
3, so
It is gonna cost you some money.
Yeah, how much?
Yeah.
How much is the question?
I feel like
I'm gonna Google D&D 5e.
do you guys mind if I end the stream now? Is that okay?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
yeah,
I'm
we
heading
don't need
off
to
in a
know how
minute
much
anyway.
Dylan pays.
Deal with your bad choices, Josh.
Hey, this is not my choice. This is Dylan's.
Good
I'm
choices
regretting-
for Dylan, but bad choices
I'm
for all, because
regretting
we're
this,
worried
okay?
now.
Yeah, you didn't realize this would have consequences.
Listen, I never think about the consequences.
It's gonna be
Motherfucker.
Actually, wait, no, I
the
lied.
funny thing is, it's actually not Vias and Diona worrying about him. that are going to be the consequences that have to be concerned about.
Dylan thinks about so many consequences. I just lied to you guys. I'm so sorry.
It's gonna be 5 gold.